happy Tuesday team. Welcome to another fun household item workout. Today, all you need is a handy dandy book. I got a nice thick one, well the heavier one's on our shelf, just so I can get a little extra. But feel free to grab any size book that you would like. We're gonna start standing today, and then we're gonna be going down to the mat for some more core work. But to start, we'll be doing some standing core work. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. Grab your book. Are you ready? We're gonna start this nice little twist, light twist, just to get that spine. I like to have a nice wide stance when you're twisting like that, just to keep the pressure off that back as much. So a nice little twist. Get some of the shoulders. Little shoulder rolls back. A little shoulder rolls to the front. And then we'll get those hips a bit as well. We will be doing some hip glute work as part of our core workout today. So just making sure they're nice and loose. Good morning. I see some people strolling on in. Welcome. Hopefully get your nice book handy. And then maybe you want to reverse direction, so you go outside and inside. It's a nice way to get that hip. Ooh, there we go. Some snaps. Little pops out of it. All right. Just gonna kick that out, get those knees for good measure as well. Alright, we'll be starting this out. So to start, we're just gonna be doing a nice balance exercise, which is also important for building that core strength. You need your core to balance properly. So it's a good one to add in. So we're just gonna start with putting the weight into one heel, soft knee, squeeze the glutes on that side, and then slowly lift. If you would rather, you can tap the toes, or you can have from hip height. You can have that book overhead, or if you want to get fancy, you can work on balancing it on your head as well. So that's fun. Just embrace my fair lady. That's what we're going for today. So pull those abs in, nice steady breathing. And again, you can have that book overhead, you can hold the collarbone, or you can attempt balancing it on your head. Hold the belly button tight, you got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1. If you want to get extra fancy, you're going to shift to the other side with that book on your head. And then lift. Really grab that heel, squeeze the glutes, squeeze those abs in tight. If you engage those abs, you're going to find that you can balance better. And if not right away, it might take some practice, no worries, but it will in the long run help you balance. Also keeping that soft knee, squeezing the glutes is going to help you as well. Nice steady breathing. Another fun fact, air movement is really important for balance. That breathing or focus, we tend to hold our breath, but that also means we're not going to balance or do any exercise quite as well. So it's really important to keep that air movement. Got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Left foot just gave out. It was super done. All right, little kick out. Also good one for strengthening those knees. You're just building stability, knees and ankles. Really nice one there. All right, next one we're gonna do is option. You can have that book overhead, walking down and back just as long as your room is. Just walking down and back, pulling those abs in tight. Or again, you can work on balancing on the head. We'll see how I do this one too. Arms out, nice little step. Pulling those abs in tight and keep yourself really tall. So finding where you want to be and getting to work. And again, just walking the length of whatever space you have. Pull that belly button in, steady breath. The turn is going to be the hardest part. Also building some neck strength if you're balancing the book on your head, so that's fun. A little fun fact there. Again, keep breathing. That belly button pulled in. You are going to get an ab workout if you're doing this properly. And you really want those abs for balancing, for stability. You'll also be getting the glutes and the hips, also part of the core. You've got 10 seconds. got 3, 2, 1, and time. Whew. All right, we'll get the shoulders, get that neck a little bit. Okay, now we're ready for our legit ab exercises here. Abs and obliques. We're gonna start with a side chop for this one. I like to have a good wide stance. That book is gonna come right in front of you, lining up from the shoulders. We're gonna twist to one side. I like to add in the foot, so opposite the direction of that book. You're twisting that foot. You're also keeping the shoulders and hips in a nice line. Eyes on the book. Then come back to center. You'll inhale to the side, exhale center. Inhale side, exhale center. Keep some soft knees. Just jump in when you're ready. Another thing to do is when you come back to center, pull that belly button in. So you really force the abs and obliques to do the work of getting you back in. You're also going to feel some glute and hip here. So you get a nice little bend in the knees, a little sink in those hips. You're going to activate those glutes more. And then of course get bonus shoulder work here by holding that book. You got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and time. Woo. Roll those shoulders a little bit, get that neck a little. Next one is going to be the wood chop. So a split stance is good for this one. Helps you work those obliques a bit more. You're going to start with that book by the shoulder opposite that front hip. And then you're going to cross it to that front hip. So inhale, then exhale across. Still staying pretty tall. Shoulders pretty much over the hips. And you can keep that book tight to the body, or you can bring it up higher, just making sure you're keeping that good, proper form and not putting too much stress on the shoulders. So when you're ready, get in the work in. You can inhale back, exhale on that cross. Hold that belly button in tight. And again, if you feel like you're losing form, you got the arms straight, you're rounding in or rounding over the legs. Go ahead, bring the arms in tighter. You want to be as tall as you can here. But isolate those obliques, abdominal muscles, making them do the work. And then of course here in the split stance, you're also getting some glutes and hips as well. So a lot of that with these standing exercises we're doing. And you got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1. We'll switch sides. You're gonna all set up, stay nice and tall, soft knees. You've got 3, 2, 1, and go. Inhale up. Exhale as you cross the front. Get those obliques a little upper and lower. Seconds. You've got 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, coming on down, little shoulder rolls. You're working those lower abdominals here, so really making them work. We're going to be holding the book about elbow height here and bringing alternating knees up to start. And it's really slow, so you can make sure you're using those muscles. So soft knee, drive the heel, exhale to lift the knee. And as you do that, you're pulling that belly button in. Slow lower. Shift, pull that belly button in. Inhale, exhale, knee up as you pull belly button in. And again, slowly shifting that weight. Staying as tall as you can. And this is going to be a very slow movement to make sure you're feel those lower abdominals. If you're not feeling it yet, pull the belly button in first, then lift. And then pull the belly button in first, then lift. So this is very much an abdominal exercise. And it is too, if you're doing this properly, walking upstairs wherever you need to lift that leg. It is as much an abdominal exercise as a hip flexor exercise. So really keying those in. It's going to help with everyday life. You've got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and time. We're doing single leg now. So same thing, but this time it's lifting one leg. Really pull those abdominals in every time. So a little extra challenge, you can hover that foot so to get some balance. But feel free to set that foot down and then drive it up. And if it gets to be a lot, that need to stand on that one leg the whole time, go ahead and take it back to alternating. Totally fine. Alright, so find your way, getting nice and tall, abs in 3, 2, 1, and go. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, belly button in, inhale, lower. Just finding where you'd like to be. You can try that little balancing move. Just make sure you're not locking that standing knee, keeping it nice and soft. Now squeeze that belly button in. Got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1. And time. Let us step it out, check on those knees a little bit, shoulders back and down. Make sure our form is proper. And you've got 3, 2, 1, and so exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Really pull those abdominals in as you lift. Make it an ab workout. Make those muscles work. You got this. You got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and time. Kick it out, shake it out. Shake out those arms, shoulders a bit, and then we're going to make your way to the mat. Seated position to start. Just finding your way. Oh, that's nice. We're starting out with a butterfly or a forward fold. Ease your way into this. Alright, again, we are starting in that seated position. We're going to start heels digging in, about hip width apart, and that look to straight out front if you're able. If that's not the shoulders, keep it tight in the chest. Shoulders back and down, arms straight. Just going to lean back and then pull ourselves forward. So that lean back, really long spine, shoulders back and down, and then belly button comes in as you pull yourself back upright. And of course, the further back you move, the more challenging. Or you can stay a little bit more upright, take off some of the challenge in the back. It's really easy. The one thing here is the further back you go, it's really easy to round. And that is not what we want. There's a lot of pressure on that low back. So shoulders back and down, really long spine the whole time. And only go back as far as you can while keeping that form. Most important thing, as always, form. So we're going to start this off in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling back, exhale, abs in. And use those abdominal muscles. You're going to notice you feel less in the neck, more abdominal muscles you use. If you still feel in the neck, try bringing that book a little tighter. If you're still feeling the neck, feel free to, while you're doing this, just kind of add a little support here. Stabilize that head. It's not yanking on that head. Just finding what works for you. Nice slow steady movements. Got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and time. So roll down on her back. Those heels in tight. You'll breathe. There's some windshield wipers if you'd like. If everything's getting tight. We're going to bring in the book to the hips. We're going to be taking some glute bridges. So book on the hips. Just a little extra here. And on your exhale, lift those heels, lift right those glutes. And then slowly sink back down. So when you're ready, jump it on in. Just take your time. Add a little hold at the top of your leg for a little extra stretch those hips. It's a great one for building strength, stability in the entire core. Stretching out muscles and strengthen that low back. So that's what we do a lot of these. It's just a very good functional exercise. Alright, so 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and time. A little breather here. Now we're going to be taking it to a figure 4 glute bridge. So bringing ankle opposite knee, keeping that book around the hips if you'd like, or splitting off the side. Either way is fine. You're going to drive up, trying to keep those hips nice and level, and then slowly lower. If that's just not working, go ahead and put both heels on the ground. Do another set of those glute bridges. Totally fine. And you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. That belly button pulled in. And really try to keep those hips nice and level. It's pretty difficult with this leg position. So you really have to be mindful and purposeful. Got 10 seconds. You got 3, 2, 1, and slow start to switch. Get that right form. Make sure your hips are nice and square. And I'll jump right in there. Really work on keeping those level hips. It's going to be hard, but we're working for it. Kind of a nice straight line. And again, if ever it's not working for you, just a bit, there's some discomfort or pain, go ahead and go back to a regular glute bridge. Nice slow, steady breaths here. You've got 10 seconds. You've got 3, 2, 1, and time. Again, bring those heels both on the ground. Again, get those windshield wipers if you like. So a little side to side. And next up, we're taking it back to those abdominal muscles with an overhead press. So a couple options here. If you're not quite ready for the press, no worries. Tuck that chin and just take it to a crunch. Just lift those shoulder blades off the mat and then roll them back down. Other option would be to have both right above the chest. Just crunching up toward the knees. And then coming up down. We'll exhale, crunch from the knees. Inhale, come down. Or you can take it to that proper overhead press. But again, making sure you're doing that with your body strength, with abdominal strength, and not with the momentum from your arms. Just a really good way to bust your back. So just make sure if you don't have the strength in those abdominals yet, no worries. Keep it to a crunch. You're still getting a workout. So we're going to start this off in 3, 2, 1, and go. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Focus on crunching that belly button first, before you lift into the crunch or that overhead press, either way. And making sure that tailbone is pushing down toward the ground, or tucking the tailbone a little bit, so make sure that low back is pushing the ground. Right above the hips, pulling that belly button in, tuck that tailbone a bit, and then we'll just slowly lift and lower. You can either make it a crunch where you just have shoulders leaving the mat, rolling back down, or you can actually lift up a bit higher over those knees. So just whichever one you would like to do, we're going to jump right into it. So just kind of play around with it. If that neck starts to strain, go ahead and put that book aside, and you can cradle the head and the hands. Just always make sure that chest stays open. Elbows aim for the mat. And you're not yanking on that head. Got 10 seconds. We got 3, 2, 1. We're slowly going to go to the side just for now. Hands are going to come under the hips. And we're going to move right into reverse crunch. So you'll lock those ankles and lift the hips and slowly lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And just when you're ready, you're going to jump into it. So again, exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lower back the mat. Until the shoulders are away from the ears. Pressing into the mat as well. Of course, we're getting those lower abdominals here. Reverse crunch is just a really nice way to target those lower abdominals. You've got 10 seconds. You've got 3, 2, 1, and time. Put his feet down, a little wind tilt lever side to side. Feel the hips. Forget that low back starting to get a little tight. Bring those knees in. You rock a little side to side. Alright, come back to center. We're going to take it to a roll up. So we're going to grab that book. We've done the roll up in the past, just a refresher on your options here. So option 1, got the proper roll up where you have arms overhead. You bring the hands right over the chest. And then you slowly curl in, tucking that belly button in. And so lifting up reaching forward, and then slowly roll back down one vertebra at a time. So again, that's exhale, come over the chest, belly button in, roll up, reaching for the toes just as far as you can get without rounding that spine, and slowly roll on down one vertebra at a time. Another option would be to bend those knees and slowly roll up, and then roll down. And if that's not working for you, it's too much on the neck, go ahead, put the book aside, and then cradle that head of your hand. So whichever one you'd like, slow and control. We're going to get to work here. Keeping that control. And same thing, if you find that you're using those arms to launch yourself up, go ahead and take it into the crunches, that modified roll-up instead, where you've got your knees up. You want this to be controlled. If you're flailing yourself up, you're not really using those abdominal muscles anyway. So making sure you've got proper form, and we're working those abdominal muscles. Seconds. And time. Now we're going to come up in a seated position. I'm going to take a Russian twist for a book here. So options with the Russian twist, got heels on the ground, twisting side to side. Second option, lean further back, twisting side to side. Third option, you've got heels actually off the mat as you twist side to side. Wherever you end up, you've got those shoulders back and down, set right over this. Nice long line. All right, you've got 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice little side to side. Proud chest, pull that belly button in. Slowly gonna roll back down, coming to a full body stretch. So reaching those arms up, keep a little bit, those abdominal muscles. And then we'll slowly bring the knees into the chest, grabbing those hamstrings. Make a nice little hold here, get that low back. And then whenever you're ready, you're gonna rock your way on up. Then you come to cross legs if that's comfortable. You can also just have legs extended, just finding what works for you. You can work on that neck and poke a little bit on those knees. And round in slightly so you get the shoulders. This would always get a little tight. And with that, you have made it through our book workout. You can seriously exercise with anything. I know I'm going to be feeling that. A lot of ab soreness already. So, thank you so much for tuning on in. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.